What's up, guys? Kenny here from 619 Guitars and Gear, and today we are going to do a full review on my NK Headless guitar. So let's get into it. Alright, so once again, I have my NK Headless guitar here. I've had it for about 2 weeks now, so I've gotten some time to play it, see what I like and don't like. Figured it was a good time to do a full review in detail to go over everything about the guitar. But first, I put together a little demo so you can hear what it sounds like in a mix, and then we'll go over specs and everything else. Alright, so NK Headless. I'll get into the story on how I got mine and my adventure of finding a headless guitar. It started about a month ago. I wanted to explore the world of headless guitars, but I didn't want to break the bank and spend a crap ton of money not knowing if I was going to even like them. So I started doing my research, came across a couple different ones. There was one on Amazon by EART, or I don't know how to say it, whatever. And that one was pretty cool. It was like $300. I honestly just didn't like the bridge. That was kind of my biggest turnoff of the guitar, was the whole bridge mechanism. I really prefer this setup with the individual tuners like that, like barrel tuners. And so that was kind of my big turnoff with that one. And then anything besides that, everything else was kind of like $600-700, and I just didn't really want to spend that much. So then I stumbled upon NK. Everyone said, get an NK, get an NK. So I, did my research and went on eBay. You can get NKs on either eBay or AliExpress, it seems like. And awesome looking headlesses. They come with some cool specs. They look amazing. They play amazing, apparently. So I didn't really know much about them when I first, started doing my research. And then it came to seem to where to order one, it took a really long time to get. And not knocking the company or anything, it seems like there's like a lack of communication. Mainly because of the language barrier, because they are from China. And it just took a long time to ship. It seemed like some people said 3 weeks, some people waited 4 months, it seems. So it's like I just didn't really want to go that route, because I kind of want to get it quick to see if I was going to like it or not. And I'm just impatient. I could probably never buy a custom shop, because that's a long wait for me. So I ended up going on Reverb, and I actually was about to click buy on the 7-string NK, and it disappeared. And I messaged the seller and I said, what happened? And he said, oh, I sold it. And I was like, damn, man. So I was pretty upset, because that one was really nice. So, I had a good conversation with him. The guy was really cool. Really helped me, give me some info on NK guitars. And it was good to hear feedback from someone who had played them, or owned them, I should say. And so I ended up going on my local Craigslist, and there it was, a 2019 NK Headless. And guy wanted $350 for it. I wasn't going to try to talk him down or anything, because that was pretty much my budget. It was about an hour from me, so I went and picked it up. And I could say after playing this thing for a little while, I really, really enjoy playing this thing. Let's go over some specs real quick. So we have a two-piece ash body. It is topped off with a thin poplar veneer. It has the pink with purple burst, I should say. It's kind of blue burst, but over the pink it makes purple. Satin finish. There is some holes in the poplar. You're probably going to get that on any kind of cheaper guitar that isn't from a major company. They're not going to really fill in the poplar, the burl parts, the holes. They're not going to really fill them in. Even on my Schecter, it has poplar, and there is, even if you look on the burls and the clear coat, there is a little bit of bumpiness. So, I mean, a lot of companies will fill the burls in, like Kiesel and all them. They take a lot of time filling the burls in, but it doesn't really mess with the way it looks. I kind of like it. It actually has just like a natural look to it. So yeah, ash body with the poplar veneer. As far as the scale, it is fan fret, 6-string obviously, fan fret, 25-inch to 25.5-inch scale. It is a bolt on with a 5-bolt. Neck radius is 12-inch. Nickel fret wire. The bridge system, I'm not sure what brand it is, if it's self-branded or anything. I couldn't really find any info on that, but it's not horrible. I know for the 2020 versions, they did update a lot of stuff on these guitars, and I'm kind of looking forward to trying to get my hands on one of them. But I think one of the bigger updates was like the bridge system and everything on the newer models. But this one's not horrible. They kind of are a little close together, but you can kind of move the barrels around and get them to not rub on each other, but really no complaints as far as that. So as far as the inlays, we have the side and front dot inlays that are the luminous. It's second to Luminlay. They glow probably just as bright, maybe a little dimmer from what I've seen on Luminlay guitars. Guitars that have Luminlay, I should say. It has a dual action truss rod. The neck is flamed maple with a flamed maple fretboard. It's kind of more flamed down at the top of the neck compared to the bottom here, but it still looks amazing. It's topped off with a satin blue finish, or blue stain with a satin finish, I should say. I really dig the way that looks. It matches the blue stripe around the guitar. Overall, really love the look on this thing. Looks really, really good in my opinion. It is a C-shaped neck, so it's pretty comfortable, not too fat. That was something I noticed right off the bat, was this thing is just super small feeling. I actually was like blown away at how small it is. But then when you put it up to a regular guitar, the scale length is obviously the same. The neck might be a little thinner, like from top to bottom wise, but other than that, it feels the same as a regular guitar if you ask me. It's just not having a headstock will throw you off for sure. Electronics in this thing are pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. 1 volume, 1 tone, 3-way toggle, and then they have the active Arctech with Alnico magnets in them. And for some cheaper brand active pickups, they do sound pretty decent. I was pretty surprised by that. Comparable to EMGs, maybe a little bit, definitely a little bit of a different sound, really bright in the high end. My only thing I did not like is these things put out some crazy amount of feedback, and like you just by tapping on the guitar you can hear it, and it's pretty extraordinary. It's a pretty good amount of feedback. Even with my Boss NS2 or on my plugins with the gate all the way up, it's just like you definitely, if you let go of the strings for a good amount of time, it will start to feedback, which I found was weird because, you know, a noise gate's there for a reason to get rid of all that, and it was kind of just cutting right through it. So I was pretty blown away by that, but it really didn't change how I feel about the pickups. I figured they weren't going to be the best, but they sound pretty dang good. We have these, I think 500K, there's 500K pots in there for the tone and volume. There's the recessed battery door, which I really liked. And then we have the back door here for the cavity, pretty recessed, no problems with that. And then, yeah, as far as the specs, that's pretty much the main specs of this guitar. There might be a few things I'm missing just because I could not find the exact specs on this exact model. I found one just like it though, so pardon me for that. But as far as my dislikes, when I first got it, the frets were super sharp. I kind of figured that was going to be the case. From what I was hearing, I think they improved that for 2020. The fretwork's a lot better, but I went ahead and did my fret magic on it and dulled them up a little bit so I don't slice my hand open. But the frets and just the feedback and the pickups were probably my two biggest complaints. Another thing is, if you're planning on buying a 6-string version, you're probably not going to be going anywhere below drop C, because I am in drop C now, and my low C is the barrel tuner is all the way back, bottomed out. So intonation wise, it doesn't really have any more room to be intonated. So I thought that was kind of a bummer. So honestly, if you're looking to play in lower tunings, just look into the 7-string version. It's just my advice. But other than that, I really like this thing. I really dig how it looks. I dig how it feels. I dig how it sounds, even with the stock pickups in it. I do have some custom green EMGs that I'm going to throw in it. These are the retro hot 70s. But I think, with the pink and purple burst, the green will look really cool. I actually saw a Kiesel that had that whole same scheme going, and I really fell in love with it. And one day I'll get a Kiesel. Shout out to Jeff. One day for sure. But I really overall love this thing. I'm happy with my purchase, and I definitely plan on getting one in the future. I definitely want to check out the newer 2020 models because I heard they're awesome. One guy told me I made a mistake by buying this model, but I beg to differ, honestly, because I'm really happy with it. And for my price range and how easy it was to get, I'm not complaining one bit. So I'm going to do a quick little standalone demo just so you can hear how it sounds by itself with no mix and distortion, and then clean. And then, yeah, we'll wrap this video up. So let's check that out real quick. All right, that's it for this video, guys. I really enjoy owning one of these, and I'll definitely probably going to keep it. If you want to check one out for yourself, you can go on eBay or AliExpress and just search an NK Headless guitar, and it will come right up. Highly recommend one. The 2020 models are supposed to be awesome, so you can check one out for yourself. There'll be more review videos coming up, so be sure to stay tuned for those, and we'll see you later.